fight fans, welcome to Knockout Chaos Boxing News. I know there's still a lot of debate going on, Beterbiev versus Bivol fight, right? That was a great fight we had recently, all right? And then I believe the fight was what it was. There was a lot of hype in the pre-fight. In our opinion, the fight did not live up to the expectations because I was actually expecting to see more in this fight between Beterbiev and Bivol. Well, that being said, the way the fight went down, well, a lot of people believe that Bivol won the fight and other people believe that Beterbiev won the fight. So initially, I thought myself that Bivol won the fight when I was actually watching it the first time live. So, but when I had to watch it again, and I understand why the judges gave the fight to Beterbiev, because actually a fight of that magnitude, you don't just come to the fight to be on the defensive. And if you watch the fight, Bivol was on his defensive the whole night, while Beterbiev was the one that was putting pressure, was the aggressor. All right, so he was actually dictating the space of the fight. And he looked at Bivol just came to survive and try to look for corners. So I think that's what actually caught the judges' attention, scoring it in favor of Beterbiev in a majority decision. But it looks like this decision does not sit well with a lot of boxing fans, particularly with Eddie Hearn, who is on top of the world right now, crying clear and loud that he believe that Bivol won the fight. So such a controversy could just lead to a rematch, and that's what everybody has been looking forward to. Everybody looks forward to a rematch, seeing a rematch between Beterbiev and Bivol. Now there's a party pooper that just came into the game, and I'm talking about here the IBF. The IBF, you all know, the IBF has already been a party pooper. Whenever a boxer manages to unify the belts, we always expect the IBF to come and actually demand a military defense from the winner to fight the challenger. So it's the same thing that happened with Dennis Crawford when he won the 147-pound belt from Errol Spence back in July. So he was stripped of the IBF belt. And then the same thing also happened with Alexander Usyk, the undisputed world heavyweight champion, Alexander Usyk. In his case, he decided to actually vacate the IBF belt. Because of that, we were able to see Daniel Dubois versus Anthony Joshua, who ended with Anthony Joshua being knocked out by Daniel Dubois. Beterbiev has unified all the belts. He is the champion, the IBF, the WBC, the WBO, the WBA. So he's hold all the belts. He's one of those fighters who are actually having all the belts in this 4-belt era. All right. So that being said, now we are finding ourselves in this kind of catch-22 situation. Beterbiev as well is finding himself in a difficult situation at a moment where he has to pick what to do. He has to decide on his next step. All right. So now the point is that from the boxing perspective, this is not good because boxing fans are getting deprived of one of the most anticipated fight that we want, that is the rematch between Beterbiev and Bivol, because those two fighters must settle their scores, because till today boxing fans do not agree on who actually won the fight and so on. That's why there's a need for a rematch to happen. And now the IBF has already mandated Beterbiev to fight the challenger, who is Michael Heifer, right? Not a house name, it's just a boxer who is actually rising up. He got 13 fights and 1 loss. So Michael Heifer has 2 great wins. So he won over Jean Pascal. Jean Pascal, we can already call it a win because Jean Pascal was already past his prime. So it's a fight. He was he's a former world champion. He was past his prime when he fought. He was actually like 40 years old. So we can already count it as an impressive win. But the only win that we can actually count as an impressive win will be the win over Carlos Eduardo Jimenez, right? That ended up in a technical knockout. So this is actually the fight that earned him a title shot to fight Beterbiev. But in terms of the excitement of the fight, I don't think Michael Heifer fit the bill to fight Beterbiev. You all know that if such a fight happened, they might just knock him out, right? So it's good for boxing and it's bad for boxing. Good for boxing because IBF is also allowing young prospects, young boxers that are coming up, dream of a title shot at the IBF. So boxing should not always be about the old fighters fighting all the time. So also the decision of the IBF, even though some people might find it as a party pooper, as something that is trying to steal great fights away from boxing fans, but in my opinion, it's also a good thing because the IBF is also trying to regulate boxing the way boxing should unfold, because you also need to also think of the young fighters that are also aspiring, that are also trying to have a title shot. So this opportunity for Michael Artur to actually make a statement, okay, make a statement over Beterbiev, which in my opinion will going to be very difficult because I don't think he has what it takes to beat Beterbiev, right? Even though Beterbiev is already on his way out in this sport of boxing, but I don't think he fit the bill to beat Beterbiev. But a fight that is actually interesting among me is the rematch, all right? Some judges went as far as scoring it 116 to 112 in favor of Beterbiev, which is quite not acceptable by some people. So it is just normal to have a rematch instead of going straight for a title defense against Michael Artur. So this is the fight that boxing fans want to see. So once again, the lightweight division is in limbo. What's going to happen? Everything now depends on Beterbiev team. So there are a couple of options here. So either Beterbiev behaves just like Usyk, who actually vacated his belt to allow Anthony Joshua and then Dubois to fight, all right, for the IBF belt, or you can vacate the belt and then fight Beterbiev for the rematch, which is a money fight. This is actually the fight that everybody wants. It's a fight that would actually draw a lot of attention. It's a money fight, all right, it's a legacy fight, and also very risky for Beterbiev because Beterbiev's almost like 40 or 39 or 40, something like that. So it's actually on his way out of this sport of boxing. So if now he accepts the rematch, okay, he also run the risk of losing the belt because he's not sure that they're going to beat Bivol in the rematch. So, right? So he might end up his career without having a belt. So now, if he does not fight Bivol, he might be labeled as ducking Bivol. A lot of boxing fans will come out and say, Beterbiev is ducking Bivol. They don't know what I'm talking about. I'm just telling you in advance what's going to happen. So now, also another choice is to actually offer a step aside money to Michael Artur. So if that is possible, but you know, when it comes to step aside money, this is a guy that has a chance to actually compete for the IBF, so he might demand more money, all right, to step aside to allow Beterbiev and Bivol fight for the rematch. So they need to pay him a lot of money for a step aside money because he is losing the opportunity and a title shot. So he will probably demand a lot of money to step aside. So now we all know Team Bivol won the rematch, and a lot of boxing fans won the rematch. Those actually believe that Bivol won the fight, so they won the rematch. So Team Bivol has already appealed to all sanctioning body that they won the rematch, and then maybe they should put a little bit more pressure on the IBF so that the IBF can put probably the mandatory defense on the hold for now, and so we can have the Bivol Beterbiev 2. In any case, everything will unfold in the coming weeks. We're going to see what Beterbiev will decide with his team. Is he going to accept to rematch Bivol, right? Go for the money fight, go for the fight that boxing fans want, or is he going to accept to actually defend his title against Michael Artur, which is a mandatory defense mandated by the IBF? So now we shall see. But I see a lot of interesting fight to have. Bivol fought Canelo Alvarez. So just thinking, another fight that could be interesting, that a lot of boxing fans might be interested in, is Beterbiev fighting Canelo Alvarez, if that is possible. That is the kind of fight that a lot of people will buy a lot of pay-per-views. It will draw a lot of attention and it will be a money fight. So let's see what happens now. So the debate is no more who won the fight, who didn't win the fight. The judge decided that Beterbiev won the fight. I understand now why. I understand why Bivol won the fight, because he was the aggressor. He was the one that was actually dictating the pace of the fight, right? Because at this level of competition, don't just come in to be defensive, like to gun shy, or you are just seeing a move, right? So Beterbiev won the fight, and I do agree that he won the fight because he was the aggressor. He was the one that was dictating the pace, because every time we was watching the fight, we were actually on the edge of our seat, knowing that what's going to happen, because if Beterbiev turn up the fight a little bit, turn up the heat a little bit, maybe Bivol might go down. That's kind of anxiety, that's the kind of feeling we had, all of us, when we were watching the fight, which of course caught the judges' attention, and I understand why they give the fight to him. But it's such a controversial fight. It could have gone either way, right? One judge scored it a draw. So both guys are tremendous boxers. Both guys show that they are a world-class fighter. But now we need to settle the score. There should be a rematch between Beterbiev and Bivol. And this is what boxing fans want. Now everything now depends on Beterbiev. Is going to choose to fight his mandatory challenger, or is he going to choose to fight Bivol for a rematch? Let's see how this news unfolds in the coming weeks. And don't forget to subscribe, share your comments in the comment section, and I'm out.